Hello, hello, Perfidious Pete here, clippers in hand and ready to trim a few beards as Jurasskicked Park continues their hunt for the cup in Blood Bowl 2. And with any luck, the team and I are about to put more beard hair in the air than Hagrid's flying motorcycle as John Hammond and his scientists, zookeepers, and children face off against the Ironhead Breakers. And while I'm hoping the team will chomp these dwarves like a lawyer on a toilet, I fully expect this to be Jurasskicked Park's most difficult match to date. Dwarves are tougher than a steel in their hobnailed boots. And since every Longbeard starts with block and tackle, because apparently they're all stevedores in the offseason, I guess, but since they do have block and tackle, Dennis Nedry and his loyal team of skinks are going to have a much harder time than usual at moving the ball around. But, you know, the team has gotten this far by relying on their brute strength, thick hides, and unrelenting fury, as well as the AI's proclivity for making terrible decisions. And as the old saying goes, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So let's start this match and hit the field, get to work. You know, I never really liked the whole ain't broke, don't fix it thing, though, now that I have just said that. You know, if the human species refused to try and improve shit that was already functional, we'd still be, you know, sailing wooden ships, riding horses everywhere, and shitting outside in a bucket, because none of those things didn't work. I mean, all of those things actually worked, but we still fucked with them, and I think we've improved on pretty much all of those. Most of the greatest human achievements have all originated by trying to fix shit that isn't broken, if you think about it. I mean, you don't fix stuff that isn't broken, and we're all still listening to fucking 8-track tapes, and Steve Jobs never made $1 quadrillion selling everybody an iPod. It's sort of the foundation fundamentalist capitalism, really, fixing shit that ain't broken. You don't get Ron Popeil's showcase rotisserie and set it and forget it if you're fixing something that ain't broken, because, you know, spinning a stick over a fire had that shit down pat long before we ever thought about setting it and forgetting it. Team presentation brought to you this week by Ron Popeil and Ronco, reminding you that the Showtime rotisserie, despite being invented 20 years ago, is still available for only 3 low payments of $19.95. Get yours today, and you too can set it and forget it. Speaking of forgetting it, I wouldn't mind, excuse me, is that a fucking cannon, sir? Pretty sure that's not legal. You may need to, reassess your situation. I don't think that's allowed. Alright, so clearly the dwarves have an MVP here. Which we saw, they did buy that with some inducements, and I was bitching about the fact that not fixing shit that ain't broken is a terrible idea. And the dwarves have won the toss. Alright, so we're gonna be on defense first against this dwarven team. They have 4 fucking rerolls? Alright, well, this is gonna be a tough match then. We've got a level 2 dwarf here. What have you got? A 4 strength dwarf. Okay, alright, so we got a 4 strength Longbeard. Nothing on that guy. Nah, nothing on you, just a Longbeard. A level 3 Troll Slayer who has an armor value of 9. He has guard. Okay, well, that guy's pretty goddamn tough. O'Dall, what have you got? You have stand firm, so a Longbeard with stand firm. Wow. Alright, so this dwarven team is fairly experienced, but it looks like only in a couple select situations. They have a couple guys who are really experienced and an MVP. How does this team have a lower team value than us? Alright, well, we don't have our loner, but we do want to make sure everybody's in the right positions. So we've got Ray Arnold and Dennis Nedry in the backfield. Donald Gennaro, nice to see him back on the field, as well as Robert Muldoon. So all of our injuries have healed up. I don't see any particularly compelling reason to change our formation here. Let's just confirm this setup and see what these dwarves can do. The dwarves making the only change of swapping one position with their all-star. Okay. Do they have a def roller? They can't possibly have a def roller. Oh, pitch invasion is so bad to start. Alright, well, you know what? That definitely worked out in our favor. What did we get stunned? 2 skinks. What did they get stunned? A Troll Slayer and their really strong Longbeard. That could have been vastly worse. I hate the pitch invasion event. It is one of my least favorites. This dwarf team actually has an extra Longbeard as well. Probably, though, that's just because of the All-Star. Their All-Star got stunned, too? Okay, never mind. That was huge for us. Their All-Star getting stunned is fantastically useful. Looks like Dr. Henry Wu is going to be taking a little early beating from this dwarf team. The stun will allow us to drop back and maybe... What's this all about now? Excuse me, dwarves, what are you doing? Why are you coming around back to pick on Dr. Henry Wu? What's your ultimate goal here? What's your strategy? I mean, I'm confused because we can just straight up blitz your ball carrier. I know you weren't expecting the pitch invasion that left these two guys stunned, but look, I can do this. And then, I mean, you didn't even make an effort, dwarves. It's like you're not even trying. Let's follow that up. If we do break the ball loose with our blitz maneuver here, and I don't have any strong reason to suspect that we won't. If we do, we're gonna have, all right, these dwarves are, yeah, there we go. So we got the push, the defender stumbles, he's going down, he's gonna drop the ball, we're gonna follow that up. Ball comes loose, it's in an empty tile. We could try and pick it up with Dr. Alan Grant. I really don't like Dr. Grant's chances. I mean, that's probably not going to work. What we should do, I think, instead... The dwarves have a fence here? They do. So we need to get some support back there to help out with the ball. Rather than engage this guy, I think what we do... You know what we need to do, too? We do need to take a blitz move here. We're going to move you to there. Then we're going to grab old Tim Murphy. The Murph here, if he's going to... I don't want him to have to go for it. Well, if he's going to go up and try and help cage or put tackle zones on the ball, he's going to have to go for it. If we're going to do that, we only want it to be one go for it. So let's grab Tim Murphy. He makes his roll. Good. Now we got to get some skinks up there. We need to get somebody... You can snatch the ball, can't you? All right, well, do that. So here comes Muldoon. Muldoon with the pick. And we immediately have the ball in a dwarven backfield. This is not looking good for this dwarf team. This is a double go for it, and we are, in fact, going to double go for it. We've still got the rerolls. If we need one, we will use it. And that's good, because we are sure as hell going to need it. If we can get sort of a rudimentary cage set here, though, in the dwarven backfield, we will be sitting pretty. Now, we have already used our blitz, which is a little unfortunate, but we're going to bring... We need a tackle zone on this dwarf. The one thing we can't say about dwarves, they're not going to be able to walk away from a tackle zone very effectively. So we can paint and pin these dwarves with pretty regular reliability. This is a lot to ask of old Dennis Nedry here, but we're going to have to do it. We're going to put him up against all three of these dwarves, and I have a feeling it's going to end in tragedy. But if it keeps our ball carrier sort of helped out there, it's worthwhile. Dr. Henry Wu, you're going to have to do your one job, which is just get beat on for the sake of the team. It seems to be the only thing you're actually good at. Since this dwarf has guard, we are going to try and push him away from any other potential blockers or tacklers. And that's it. All right, first turn is done, but on turn one, we kick off the ball and we pick up the ball. And the dwarves don't really have a whole lot between us and the end zone that they can get without making some dodges or succeeding on some blocks. Things are looking good. Oh, Nedry. The dwarves take a 2-die red block. We are going to take the deke. We don't get a pick. Oh, that's bad. So our cage has been shattered. They can block. They have a 3-die block. Wow, that was very lucky for us, but the dwarves do have block, so... That was still a remarkably lucky roll. I can't object to the luck. A little bit of push here for Dr. Henry Wu. Wu, I think, stayed on his feet, which is remarkable. I guess if he get pounded on and wailed on enough... Oh, very lucky break for us. The dwarves using their reroll early and getting a break. And I guess Dr. Henry Wu... You know what, Wu? I feel like you should have gotten some SPP for that, buddy. Once you get kicked around enough, I suppose, if you get your head beat in enough times, eventually you're just like... You get good enough at it that you know how to take a punch. All right, so we're going to take Val Lack here, and we are going to follow this up. Crunch. We have our reroll. It's one go for it. We've got a reroll. Muldoon, get it done. Nice work, Muldoon. Well, I'm going to go ahead and use the reroll. Don't fuck it up twice. All right, so Robert Muldoon with the score. It's a touchdown. It's already 1-zip. The Iron Head Breakers. What I expected to be a horrifically difficult match already very much in our favor. 2 early scores. giving us the chance to put the lead on the board and giving us a chance to watch these lovely ladies shake that moneymaker. Do you think, how did that, I mean, how did money, so long MVP, it's good that you were on the field there. That was money well spent for the dwarf team, by the way. That guy was on the field for literally 2 plays. I don't see any particularly compelling need to change our setup, so let's just confirm it. Anyway, how did an ass, how did that ever get renamed with the moniker Moneymaker? I mean, shake that moneymaker. How did that ever, what's the etymology of that particular euphemism for the derriere? Jurassic Park gets an extra team reroll. That's good. We can use it. A pretty good kick for us. And at this point, all we have to do is sort of slow things down, which against a dwarf team is not extraordinarily difficult. Dwarves, being as slow as they are to begin with, sort of naturally slow things down. Why is the AI not caging around the outside? They're leaving these giant gaps, and we can just run straight around it. With the dwarf team, they should absolutely be caging. The AI's natural proclivities actually work best as dwarves. The AI plays dwarves probably as good or better than they play any other race. And they're still leaving these giant gaps that we can just come in here, and even if we don't throw a block, which we're going to throw a block if we can, but even if we don't throw a block, Dr. Alan Grant has block too, you piece of shit dwarf. But even if we don't throw a block at the ball carrier, we can effectively pin him because it's not like the dwarves can dodge away. Dwarves are not agile. They're not. That was your whole turn. You have a guys with guard and frenzy over here, and this dauntless, and you didn't. Okay, so the AI is doing some really questionable shit here. I did not mean to do a double go for it as my. I mean, if I was going to double go for it, I could have wound up next to the ball carrier. That was not my intent, but you know what? We didn't get burned, so it's fine. We can make it to, say, here without a reroll. Let's just, I mean, if the dwarves are going to let us put up a fence in their own backfield, I'm going to do it. If they're going to let me get away with it, I'm not going to not do it. So we can ignore these guys completely. Perhaps the AI for dwarves is like really, really heavily slanted towards trying to outbash their opponents, which against most teams, I have to admit, would be a pretty effective strategy. When it comes to bashing, dwarves are definitely top tier. If not the best, they're at least amongst the best. Let's go on back. I'm just gonna, you know what? I'm just gonna wrap around and roll clear into the dwarven backfield here. But perhaps that's what the deal is. It could be that the AI is coded to try and take advantage of the bash. Because again, dwarves, if not the best bashers, they are among the best. Definitely top tier. I'd say from a pure bash standpoint, as far as inflicting kills and injuries, Chaos is probably the most deadly. Dwarves are definitely the most resilient, though. Nobody can take a beating like a dwarf. They're very difficult to injure. Very difficult to push around. They don't score a lot, but I suppose if you're trying to outbash as a dwarf team, it's definitely a strategy that against all but a very select few opponents is going to work. Wow, stand firm. Okay, yeah, that's actually stand firm on Longbeards is. I got to admit, that's a pretty strong ability. That's a pretty good little combo. Alexis Murphy has block, but so does this piece of shit Troll Slayer. So we're just gonna push him back and refuse to follow it up. Against the dwarves, if you can pump them back and do exactly what I'm doing, just sort of poke them out of the road, and then just refuse to follow up. If you're just trying to stop the score, this really will get the job done. You just poke the Longbeards back, don't take any advantageous moves, don't give them any chance to block you in return when they block. Keep their offense to a minimum, minimize your injuries, maintain a fence so they can't run around the outside. And that's it. The dwarves are stymied. It doesn't look like... What are you doing, AI? What are you doing here? You're going to come back and throw. Okay, so you got the skink there. That's fine. Muldoon is in a tackle zone. Don't get killed, Muldoon. They're really going to try and kill Robert Muldoon. Yep, I was going to say, they're going to do a blitz on him. So this will be a 3-die blitz here. Jeez, Muldoon, you madman. Muldoon has only been put down twice now, and both times have been the result of the block skill. So the ball carrier coming forward, but we can blitz that cat right where he's at. I'll blitz that cat right where he's at. Not only because it rhymes, and I like the cat in the hat, and I've got a whole, like, a kind of set of a Herbert Geisel sort of thing working here. The block ability going to send John Hammond to his knees. That's a little unfortunate. Dwarves Showing some remarkable luck here. Yeah, choose the block dice. Does it matter? They're both the same. I mean, you rolled boxcars. What better do you want, AI? Dr. Alan Grant going down despite his block ability. But this Dwarven cage is, I want to say it's a cage, but I mean, it definitely is a cage, but it's not useful in any fashion. That was a terribly unlucky roll for us. That is considerably better. You can stand firm all you want. You're going to be standing firm on your fucking ass because you're down. Now, if we would like to get the ball back, what is the most effective way for us to do it? I mean, we could straight up blitz the ball carrier. It's a 1-die blitz. We could improve that slightly simply by having John Hammond stay up, so of course he boneheads, because why wouldn't he? We could come around here. That's a go for it, really? Let's just take the 1-die. This is Alexis Lex Murphy. She has block. She's actually not going to need it. This ball is coming loose. We're going to foul it up so we can keep a tackle zone on it, ideally. Not going to catch that. Not even going to try and re-roll it. We're going to stand firm right where we're at, and we need to get more tackle zones on that ball to prevent the dwarves from being able to pick it up. Who is best able to do that? Well, we could put a tackle zone on it with our skink. Alternatively, we could just have our skink come and try and pick it up. He has a poor chance of doing it. I don't really like that plan. Picking it up with the skink is not a great idea. We are going to have you stand up. We're going to have you come around over here. That's a go for it, huh? All right, well, we probably will wind up eventually taking that go for it. And just out of an abundance of caution, I'm going to have Ray Arnold fall back a little. This skink is going to stay right where he is, and hopefully those 3 dwarves will try and maintain whatever the shit it is they're hoping to do there. Possibly take him out of the game, but if they are, they picked the wrong cat, because Muldoon is our least valuable skink. He's our LVS. Gennaro, I want you over here so that if we need somebody to swoop in and pick up the ball, or if we can pick it up, we can maybe hop it out, hand it off to you, and try and do a little end-around run when the opportunity arises. And then we're just going to bring Timothy Murphy up here to pin these cats down with a little bit of tackle zone. And that's going to end our turn. I keep saying pin these cats. I really shouldn't. Pinning a cat is a terrible, terrible way to treat your pet. Don't pin your cat. They don't like it. They really don't. Are the dwarves even going to try and pick up the ball, or are they going to go for pure bash? I mean, their runner right there is really the only one who has a decent chance of handling the ball. They are trying to block him free. Terrible roll. The AI will absolutely re-roll that. And they come up with defender stumbles. That is going to push us an injury for... Alexis Lex Murphy is actually injured. That's terrible for us. She's only badly hurt, so we can't afford to re-roll it. I'm definitely not going to re-roll and try for the no casualty. Dwarves are bashy. What the hell was that? What's going on? What was that all about? Murrin Doltak apparently is just pit blind ass shit-faced drunk. I really don't like being in the middle of this dwarven, just this big blob of dwarves right here. Dwarves are so dangerous. They got a lot of fight in them, and with guard, they get a lot of with these guarding dwarves, they get a lot of really, really high value blocks. They're gonna have a lot of 2-die blocks against us. I don't suppose, John Hammond, you could actually do something here, like blitz, maybe? Okay, well, that's good enough. So, we need to clear some tackle zones. We're going to have a hard time doing it. There we go! John Hammond, murder that dwarf! Well, he's only stunned. What would have been an injury against pretty much any other team against dwarves is only a stun. Thick skull. It really does make dwarves kind of a powerhouse. Why is this 1-die? There's no way that should be a 1-die block. This man is not in anybody's tackle zone. Is this a strength 4? Okay, it's a strength 4 dwarf. Never mind. All right, that's the explanation. That dwarf is strength 4. With a decent block here, we might be able to pop a couple dwarves loose of this pile. Man, that guy in his stand firm, that's actually really irritating. Stand firm on a, you know what, a long beard is, it's actually a pretty damn good ability. I'll push you over that way. And I am not going to follow that up. There we go. Come on, injury. Injury. Come on, get one back. This one's for Lex Murphy. They sent one of ours to the hospital. We're supposed to be sending one of theirs to the morgue, and you guys are fucking failing. Well, this is going to be dangerous because we have to dodge to get in, dodge to get out, and we don't get the benefit of Stunty. Let's re-roll it. Against dwarves, we don't... Their tackle ability does really inhibit our ability to dodge dramatically. We can get clear, but we have to dodge again. Why can't I just go straight to there? There we go. Okay. So the dwarven tackle ability is a very significant problem. If... Do we maybe hand it off? What's our chance here? Only on a 6 because he's in a tackle zone. We can't clear that tackle zone, really, with any kind of reliability either. We could dash to here. Actually, we could dash all the way to there if I wanted to make some go-for-its, but without a reroll, that seems like a pretty questionable idea. We can get some extra help over there. We're going to have Robert Muldoon stand up and just force that dwarf to try and block him. We have Ray Arnold come back over here with a little bit of paint to keep these guys busy. And now my goal is to simply make sure that none of these dwarves can get over to us unmolested. We got 2 tackle zones there. If we put Donald Gennaro there, he's just going to get fucking ruined. So let's not do that. We've got everybody painted up, and we could afford to take a block here. It is a 2-die block, so let's go ahead and do it. That's good. Defender stumbles. Kick you over there. Let's stay put. I actually don't want to fall. Come on, injury. This one's for Lex Murphy. Yet another stunned. All right, well, we'd be doing really, really well in the injury department against any team other than dwarves. But we're going to have to, you know what? We're doubling up to protect our skink here. We're going to put you right there. So Dr. Ellie Sadler is coming over. Her mothering instinct kicking in. She's coming over to look out for old Dennis Nedry, which, why anybody would look out for Dennis Nedry other than Dennis Nedry, I don't know, but that's the way it's going to roll. We may be able to go up 2-0 on these dwarves, and having kicked them the ball twice and taken it away from them twice. Fairly remarkable feat. The dwarves taking a double dodge? Okay, well, that's not anything I would have expected dwarves to do. It totally paid off, though. Wow! Very unexpected from the dwarven team. That guy took a double dodge blitz to throw at our skink. This guy's going to block his way free. He has tackle, which negates our ability to dodge. That was a defender down, though. I'm not sure why tackle actually activated. We are going to sidestep this in such a fashion to put us a little closer to the ball. So Donald Gennaro is going to hop over that way. It also gives us more tackle zones here, and the dwarves are pretty much anytime they get the opportunity, they're going to try and throw blocks at our skink in favor of any other of our units, really. So our best move here is to take this, blitz this cat, and try and kick him off the field. So here comes the charge from Dr. Ellie Sadler. Good enough. A push is all we needed. Good night, sweet prince. May the crowd stomp the ever-living shit out of your naughty bits. I hope he's dead. Oh, nope, alright. Well, let's come back over here and repaint our target. Try and keep that guy as pinned as possible. Speaking of as pinned as possible, we're going to bring Dr. Alan Grant around to put a color on that Troll Slayer. Now, the question is, how do we handle the skink onslaught? What do we want to do here with Team Skink? If Gennaro picks it up and runs like hell, we don't have a reroll, so a failed pickup here ends our turn. But Ray Arnold, trust Ray Arnold, we are not going to go for any kind of rerolls. Going to grab this skink, we're going to come up here. We've got at least a corner of a cage. We could try and dodge away. That may be one of the later things we do. Let's see what else we can do injury-wise, because I do want to get a little payback for... Yeah, that really couldn't have gone worse, Hammond. All right, Dr. Henry Wu. Are you the man who's going to finally get some payback for Lex Murphy? There it is! SPP for Henry Dr. Woo Woo, Mr. Gynecologist himself, getting some payback for Lex Murphy. That's right, dwarves. You put one of mine on the sidelines and I break somebody's fucking kneecaps with a bat. How do you like that, champ? Alright, we're gonna take a block on this Troll Slayer. We'll just push him over there, and I'm gonna stand firm. We're not gonna go anywhere, we're gonna stay. Also, we got that guy with stand firm out of the game. I consider that a very strong benefit for us. Getting that guy eliminated is extraordinarily useful. We're gonna stand, we're gonna follow here. Another injury? A KO, good enough. We've got the two-man advantage now. Oh, how's it feel, dwarves? Sometimes your skull ain't quite thick enough when the fangs are flying fast and furious. Yeah, how do you feel about that one, shit biscuit? Now, we could run you over here. That's a go for it? That's fine. We're definitely gonna fall, by the way. Oh, no, we didn't. Oh, surprising. All right, and we're gonna try and dodge away from this one. If we fail to dodge and end our turn, it's not really a problem. Although this guy's a runner, so I don't think he has tackle, does he? Yeah, I know I used my blitz, I'm well aware. Yeah, he actually, no, that's a long beard. He has tackle. We just made our roll, but that's gonna be the end of the turn. Now, we do have a cage going here. It's a stalwart cage of skinks, but a cage is a cage. The dwarves are not gonna be able to break that in one turn, and it doesn't even look like they're gonna try. There's gonna be some serious grudge matching going on in the second half here. They put Alexis Murphy down. We put, whatever that guy's name was in the hospital. So now they're gonna be coming back looking to put one of ours in a morgue. Fortunately, we have an apothecary to help combat that, but some very strange personnel swapping going on here. I'm not sure what the AI is trying to achieve. These dwarves really do kind of seem to be going full bash mode. I'm surprised he took the push there instead of just taking both down with the block. That's an incredibly lucky roll. Dr. Ellie Sadler's gonna go take a seat. Ellie, that helmet is not a chair. If you ever actually played organized sports, especially football in high school, trust me, you heard that statement from your coach at least once every practice, probably 100 times a season. Now the question is, we've got 2 turns, so we have another follow-up turn. Do we want to try and focus the SPP on this to one person, or do we want to spread things around a little bit? I'm kind of leaning towards spreading things around, which means Ray Arnold is still an okay skink to have on the ball. So let's take Arnold, we're going to move him forward, we're going to maintain our stalwart cage of skinks just a little closer to the end zone. Skink cage. It may not be strong, but, you know, when you're only trying to cage a cricket, you don't necessarily have to be strong. Donald Gennaro is going to get on his feet. Keep this dwarf pinned as best as possible, and then I'm still a little angry at you, John Hammond, but why don't you take the blitz move and fucking bonehead for the 3rd time this game. Nice. Okay, well, that's, I'd say it's a problem, but it's really not, because this guy I don't think is even fast enough. He could throw a block at one of our skinks, but he is, I think, literally the only one. Yeah. So you stand up. And I don't actually need you in a tackle zone to perform any block. I just kind of need you to get in the way. So let's bring you over here. Dr. Alan Grant, we're going to put in the pathway of these guys so they can't actually get to our skink cage. Looks like Timothy Tim Murphy's going to have to buck it up and try and help take one for the team. We'll bring Dr. Henry Woo Woo over here for some emergency gynecological services, and then we'll just take a little one-die bash here. Yeah. If I'm going to bash someone in the hopes of hurting them, I want it to be this guy. With his 4 strength, he is a problem, and we did send him to the canvas. We are going to follow that up. The skink cage is safer than it ever is. No armor break there, but that's no surprise. And that's the end of the turn. Next turn, we should just be able to walk this one in. Also, the Iron Head Breakers, the way that is spaced, is it Iron Head Breakers or the Iron Head Breakers? It seems like the Iron Head Breakers sounds way more intimidating. I would much rather fight an Iron Head Breaker, which sounds like you know, maybe a wave on a beach that's like Iron Head Beach. It's an Iron Head Breaker. It's like rolling in off the surf. That sounds way more gentle than an Iron Head Breaker, as in an object designed to break someone's skull open that also has happened to be made out of iron, because it's dense and thus good for smashing open somebody's fucking head like a watermelon at a Gallagher concert. concert, show. Not sure what the appropriate term for that is. Well, the dwarves have used all 4 of their rerolls, so we got that going for us. Unfortunately, it's literally their last opportunity to use one, and since we're out of rerolls, we can't afford to take any chances to have any crackbacks at these dwarves. We're just gonna have Ray Arnold block it in. 2-zip. Jurasskicked Park, and this dwarven team is not looking to be quite as big of a threat as I initially anticipated they might. Being up 2-0 in the first half on a dwarf team is pretty unusual. Yeah, shake it for me, baby. Shake it. Yeah, come on, shake it. Shake it, girl. Shake it. Back to halftime. We are going to be a player short in the second half, but so is this dwarf team. We managed to get their all-star kicked off the pitch pretty much immediately, and they do have 1 injury. We also have 1 injury, so it's going to be 10 on 10. He's fouled out. We also have that KO. I think that guy we kicked off of the pitch, though. Yeah. No, he's... All right, so their knockout has returned. And they did have, I think, a spare player, so they may be back at full strength. We hurt one of them. Why do they have nobody injured? Hey, wait a minute, dwarves. One of you guys got hurt. We got SPP for it. It was a legitimate injury. They still have 11 on the field. Okay, well, that's curious, I guess. So we're going to take... Grant, no. Tim, we're going to pull you off the line here, pal. We're going to put our guys with block on the line, and then we'll use Tim in a sort of filler capacity. I don't really like your location, Dr. Sadler, but you will get a block straight off, so yeah, maybe it's not too terrible. We could take a skink and enhance the power of that block at no cost to us. That's good. Yeah, no cost to you. Enhance the power of your blocks at no cost to you. This free trial of Ultimate Penis Grow will make your lady glad you came. It's a double entendre, see, because that's a euphemism for ejaculating. Get it? The Ironhead Breakers get a free bonus turn. Well, that sucks. Our whole at no cost to us plan is suddenly looking like it's going to cost us dearly. Maybe not. We might be okay. It was a very short kick, which means if we can get past the dwarven fence, we don't have far to go. It's unlikely we're going to be able to throw it over the dwarven fence. That guy's going to actually try and catch the ball. He's going to re-roll that for sure. Well, the dwarves using one of their re-rolls before they actually got a turn, which is interesting. And they don't. They did. All right, he's right there under it. Is that a long beard? What are you? You are a blitzer. He might be able to catch it. He's got a fairly reasonable chance of doing it. Dennis Nedry's going to sidestep. That was their blitz. All right, and the dwarf managed to catch the ball. Fantastic. So Dwarf Blitzer is in our backfield and does have the ball. Dwarf Blitzer, by the way, would be the greatest name for like a CNN correspondent. This is Dwarf Blitzer coming at you live from Diseased Crack Coliseum. I would trust Dwarf Blitzer to give me the news. And I'm glad we brought Timothy, the Tim Murphy, off of the line of scrimmage. He's going to give us a... well, never mind. I'm actually very tempted to re-roll this. I'm not going to, but it is tempting. Follow it up. We're going to have to keep tackle zones on that piece of garbage. Yeah. Okay. Well, the double push was a bit disappointing, but honestly, we're already up 2-0 against a dwarf team. It looks like the AI is having a little fun with us, getting a little bit... You've got to be shitting me. Fourth fucking time, Hammond. Fourth time, John. The fourth time. One time is an accident. The second time is unfortunate. The third time is gross incompetence. The fourth time is just fucking unforgivable. Get your shit together, Hammond. I can't see what that die is because Bonehead is in the way. I very nearly clicked it, and I'm glad I didn't because it was attacker down. So let's push that back. We're not going to follow. At this point, we really can't afford to follow. That's a one die block. Is there anything else we want to do before we take a ghetto block? The answer is no. So if we're going to take a ghetto block, let's take it with somebody who actually has the block skill first and see if we can kick this Longbeard off the pitch. We're going to start following that up. Nedry, we really should have you dodge away. Well, that's not going to work. All right. We're in a little bit of a pickle here. Let's see if the dwarves will actually try to score, if they're going to do something stupid like just stand here like chumps. The AI really seems to have a lot of problem when they have the ball in a good position because they're so unwilling to take chances. They very rarely get into, like, this situation, it would not be impossible for this dwarf to score. He doesn't have a lot of room to dodge out, so dodging is probably not a fantastic idea, but if they could block, stop moving my camera. If they could block this guy out of the way, why, see, this is what doesn't make sense right here. This guy should not have blocked this skink. He should have tried to throw a block here instead. And they could have brought people over to paint to get him enough strength bonuses to make that practical, and then this guy only has to dodge away from these two tackle zones. It's a single dodge, and he can walk around the outside and start moving in towards the end zone. Instead, it looks like he's gonna try and block his way free, huh? And he got injured by a skink. Wow, that's the, well, you know what? You deserve that, actually. 2 SPP for Ray Arnold, and now we can form a cage on the right side. We're gonna score another touchdown. The AI with some very, very questionable decision-making going right there. That was a long, you know what? That was a series of unfortunate events is what it was. This is limity snickets all over. So we can, how far can you get? You can get to what would be roughly the 12. What can this get to? You can get to the 10, which is kind of exactly where we need you to be. Donald Gennaro? Yeah, you know what? If Donald Gennaro scores a touchdown here with the injury SPP, that would level him. We're going to absolutely re-roll that. And, of course, we drop it twice because, fuck, why wouldn't we? We catch a little bit of a break. The AI stupidity, and we can't capitalize. So this is going to be a whole go-nowhere event. We didn't do anything with John Hammond, of course, so he's still a bonehead, which means no tackle zones. Fantastic. No idea what this Troll Slayer is doing. Are you going to come throw a block at Dr. Alan Grant? That's apparently their goal. They didn't even blitz with the Troll Slayer. What are you doing, AI? How do you expect to get the ball back? I mean, I understand why you would want to put these guys over here in this position. And instead, you blitz a skink. It's a 3-die blitz on... Unless you're just trying to kill Robert Muldoon. That served no purpose. And if you're trying... Your whole goal and your whole plan is to just try and murder a skink, you should kill one who's better than Robert Muldoon. You should be trying to kill Dennis Nedry. AI, why you do this? I don't... I have no idea what you're up to. Alright, well, you're gonna go take a little nap. See you later, pal. Good day. You're gone. Off the pitch. Adios. We have no need to follow that up. Big ol' sock to the jaw and egg. He may have been injured by the punch off of the field, actually. He's badly hurt. We did not get SPP for that because we kicked him off the pitch. I'm not sure if he got injured. I don't know when the animation for that comes, whether it was the actual shot from Dr. Malcolm that did it, or whether it was... Probably not, because I don't see an armor break in there anywhere. So that was probably a crowd-based injury. Anyway, Hammond, we need you to do something here. Take this 2-die block so you're bone. 5th time, Hammond. 5th fucking time. Now I feel less concerned about the fact that we didn't do anything with John Hammond last turn, because in the long run, it probably wouldn't have fucking mattered anyway. He was still gonna be a bonehead. It's real disappointing. So we're gonna take Crew Ock, kick him over there. We have to follow it up, because we need more tackle zones. Nice stun there. So Alan Grant helping out quite a bit. Tackle zones now in both of these Troll Slayers. We can still pick up the ball and take it to the 12. We do still have reroll, so yes, we've got to do it. This time, Donald Gennaro manages to get his damn job done. Thank you, sir. Dr. Ellie Sadler is going to come run a little bit of interference. I would have loved to have had a 2-person cage over there with old Tim Murphy. But Tim Murphy was simply not having any of it. Also, Tim Tams are fucking delicious. If you have access to Tim Tams, you should eat them on a regular basis. Are going to follow this up. More tackle zones requires more blocking from the dwarves. As much as I hate to do it, I think we have to have Ray Arnold stand up here. Can we get a 2-die block? No. 1 die. Ugh, Muldoon. You know what? Keep the Dwarven aggression on Muldoon. If we can do that, that's fine. Nedry, I want you down. You're too damn valuable to risk. In fact, you know what, Nedry? Why don't you just try and get the hell out of Dodge? There you go. We'll just get Nedry out of there. We are going to score again with Muldoon. I'll take a 1-die block. That's fine. Even if Tim were to go down here, it would not have been the end of the world. And we will not follow that up. We'll stay put. And in our turn, and we're going to throw Robert Muldoon here under the bus in order to try and get an extra touchdown. And that's exactly where he's going, is under the bus. This is not going to end well for Ray Arnold. Oh, that's Ray Arnold, not Robert Muldoon. Shit. The Dwarven go for it, not succeeding, but their reroll, I'm sure, will be fine. And they get, of course, well, we're absolutely going to sidestep to here. Don't want to be off the pitch. Frenzy, ball pops loose. We have we've got other skinks, it's fine. That's actually a pretty good roll for us. Tackle, not allowing us to use our dodge ability. Oh, don't be killed. KO'd is fine, Arnold. That's fine. It's not like we're going to need you for the remainder of the game. Just be KO'd. It's not really a problem. Go take a nap on the sidelines. Everybody's fine with that. Muldoon, don't get killed. That's the best advice I can get you. I mean, you know there's some clever girls out there. And you know that occasionally you'll be like, shoot her! Shoot her! So don't get clever girl, don't get killed. Get devoured by a velociraptor. Why would they completely abandon? Makes no sense. Well, 2-die block then on this Troll Slayer. We just need to get him out of the way. And that's accomplished, so we'll go ahead and follow that up. If the Troll Slayer decides to stand up, next turn we'll just kick him off the pitch. Does slow our roll a little bit. I've got a re-roll, so I'm going to go ahead and try the pickup early. If we fail it, we'll re-roll it. God damn, Muldoon. Get some fucking stickum or something on your hands. You piece of shit! I hate you, Muldoon. Is that... Wait, that's Donald Gennaro. Fuck you, I hate you too. I'm sorry, Robert Muldoon. I've been giving you levels of unnecessary grief. And I do sincerely apologize for that. It's Donald Gennaro who's a fucking piece of shit and needs to be fired. Muldoon's going down. Clever girl. Except the AI is doing anything but clever shit here. It's actually as if this Dwarven team really doesn't even care about the ball or the score. They're simply out to thug us. They're trying to thug us up. They want to hurt somebody. A little bit of guard action. Getting kicked. Dr. Alan Grant is knocked out. It's 3... No, we're not going to re-roll that. It's going to be 3-0 as soon as I get a damn chance to fucking do something with the ball. Although, are you a runner? Nope. What is this guy? He's a long beard. He has a chance to go... I was going to say he has a chance to try and pick up that ball, but he didn't take it. Also, the AI had their Troll Slayer stand up, so we're going to have you just go be long kiss goodnighted. Say hi to fucking Gina Davis for me, by the way. There you go. And current Doc Troll is injured. He is badly hurt. Well, you're done for the game. No SPP for that, unfortunately, because it is the automatic injury roll. It's fine. It's fine. So, Gennaro, what do you say? You want to actually try and pick up the fucking ball? You know what? No, you can't be trusted, Donald Gennaro. You can't be trusted. Holy shit, John Hammond did not fucking bonehead. I am beside myself. I have no idea how I should feel. Did manage to stun that Troll Slayer, which is nice. Gurren Drek is stunned. The Mighty Blow paying some dividends for us there. Is there a dwarf there? There is. Have I used my blitz yet? I have not. Do I want to use my blitz? I think the answer is yes. This, Robert Muldoon, you're not getting up, buddy. You're going to be staying right where you're at for probably the foreseeable future. Let's go ahead and throw the blitz here. Dr. Henry Wu. Come on, Woo Woo. Woo Woo! There it is. That's what we needed. Push him over in that direction, please, and follow it up. You know, let's take the step. No disadvantage to stepping here. It gives this dwarf nothing to do on his turn. We're going to come over here with Dennis Nedry. Really, I should probably have Nedry try and pick up the ball, because the one thing we know is that Donald Gennaro can't fucking be trusted to pick up the ball. You heard me, Gennaro. You heard me. You can't be trusted to pick up the damn ball. But we do have a little bit of a defensive formation here. We've got tackle zone all across this entire area now. Muldoon, stay down. It's fine. And now we're going to pick up the ball and attempt to score. Assuming we can pick it up. Holy shit, I'm amazed. A most undeserved touchdown for Donald Gennaro, but that puts us up 3-0 on the Iron Head Breakers, and I gotta say, the waves rolling in on this beach don't even look like they're good for surfing. I mean, technically they're breaker and they're little tiny white caps, but we're not surfing on them and nobody's having a good day at the beach. It's desolatory and gray. Not a good time. Both of our KOs coming back. That's excellent for us. The dwarves still got 5 out on the sidelines. So we're going to have a pretty strong man advantage. 3 turns here. What are the odds we could weasel in another score? I mean, pretty good, probably. Dr. Alan Grant, Dr. Henry Wu. Most of my blocking Sariels are out. We do have Ellie Sadler and Ian Malcolm, but I kind of prefer them where they're at, out on the wings. So let's bring Dr. Henry Wu in tight. And we'll do the same thing we did last time. We're going to bring Tim and just put him in sort of like a fullback linebacker position. Skinks, Ray Arnold, Dennis Nedry, Gennaro, Muldoon. The Skinks look good. We are, you know what, let's move you up, Malcolm. I want you on the line. Sadler, I also want you on the line. Let's get you forward as well. Let's do this. All right, dwarves, give me some ball. I want to see if I can beat you 4-zip. All right, so the dwarf team coming up with the kick. That's fine. We're going to kick it right at their runner. I don't expect we're going to be able to get this ball back and strip it, although it's going to be tough for the dwarves to do much with this pouring rain. They're going to have a hell of a time picking... I was going to say they're going to have a hell of a time picking up the ball, and then... their runner's going back for it. All right. He's going to have to go for it in the rain. And his sure hands letting him pick it up. All right. A little bit of block. They got the push. Dr. Henry Wu. You know, I was saying earlier, Dr. Wu's taken so damn many beatings for the team that I think he's finally just mastered it. 10,000 hours is what they say is the time it takes to master any task, and Dr. Henry Wu has taken 10,000 hours worth of ass kicking, so I think maybe he's finally mastered it. That's it for the Dwarven team, huh? I mean, that was your whole turn? That was all of it, right? We may actually be able to bust this ball loose with nothing other than skinks. So since we've got this hole, and we have a big gap to drive our skinks through, that's pretty much exactly what we're going to do. We're also going to do this. Ellie, I want you pushing this guy over towards the edge of the field, and if he gets up, I would like you to kick him off of it. So go ahead and cruck him and follow that up. There you go. Good. Team Skink is going to come around the backside and continue their advance. We're going to have John Hammond take a swipe at this troll. You don't need to blitz, John. Bonehead? Holy shit, 2 times in 1 game. Wow. We will follow that up. We want to keep that Troll Slayer pinned with our prehensile tail if that's a possibility. Who would I rather block free? I would rather block you free than anyone else. So let's take this shot. Well, that's going to be a reroll. The push is good enough. It's not what we were hoping for, but it actually is good enough. We'll follow that up. We'll take this block here. Should be a 2-die. Tim, well, Tim got the, you know what? Again, the push is good enough. We'll follow that up. And that lets us get a little more weight and beef back with our skinks here. That's a, you know what? I don't want to double go for it in the rain. Actually, the rain doesn't really matter. It's snow that makes you slip and fall, but I still don't want to double go for it. This gives us a little defense for Team Skink. We're going to go try and strip the ball away from that runner. Probably should have blitzed with Dr. Malcolm just so we could have taken a follow-up move after knocking this guy down. Or Dr. Malcolm could just straight up kill him and make it not a problem. Nope, knocked him out though. So we got the stun. That just leaves this skink, who I think will have dodge out of the way and run down a field. Donald Gennaro with the dodge. Do I want to? You know what? Yeah, let's go for it a couple here. Why not? What's the worst that happens? He falls down and dies? We've got our apothecary. Alright, dwarves, you're looking at a big old blitz coming your way. I've got as many people in the backfield as you have standing conscious people, so I have a feeling you may have a difficult time stopping this. On the drawback side, we are only going to be 50% to pick up the ball, and we don't have any rerolls left. So even if we bust this one loose, it's going to be a tough row to hoe to get it in the end zone again. Beating this team 4-zip would feel pretty good, though. It would be smooth like velvet, or, you know, quality scotch, or satin, or other things that are smooth. A baby's bottom, perhaps. I can't really say I've ever gone around touching baby butts to, like, verify their smoothness, though. Smooth as a baby's butt. You know what? I don't need to feel a baby's butt. Babies' butts are dirty. They shit in their pants a lot. So, I mean, why? No. I say no. Don't touch a baby's butt. If babies' butts are smooth, you know, I'm willing to take the collective wisdom of the world who says baby butts are smooth and just trust that hypothesis. It's not one I need to test for myself for any reason. I don't need to know about the particular qualities of the smoothiness of a baby's butt. It's just I don't need that information. I can blitz you, but it's a go for it. All things considered, might still be worth it. I mean, we can paint the shit out of this guy with skinks and just throw a block at him, too. We could have our skink block him. You're not the 4 strength dwarf, are you? No, you are not. So with enough bonus, what's our block chance going to be like here? It's 2. All right. Yeah, let's just do it. 2-die block. You're getting fucking taken down. Oh, you got wrecked by skinks, pal. You're never going to live that one down, Crew Arc. That one, oh, my friend, my friend. And you're not my friend. Fuck you. You got knocked the fuck out by a skink. You are never living that one down. In the halls of the Dwarven Blood Bowl Players Association, that is an unforgivable crime, sir. Seriously, you're never gonna live that down. Not in 100 million billion years. You're fucked. Your reputation is ruined. You might as well just hang up your cleats and give it all up now. Your career is over. That ball's in a good spot. We don't have anybody who can get to it. Both of these guys are unconscious. How fast are you? You're a long beard. You can't get there. This may sound crazy. You might think I'm crazy. And I'm going to do it anyway. Ah, well, it was worth a shot. I was hoping we could maybe pick the ball up. The rain actually doesn't hurt Dr. Alan Grant's chances of picking up the ball. I was thinking maybe we could pick the ball up with Alan Grant and try and get a little SPP, get him some bonus SPP by getting him a touchdown. Simply not going to happen, though. But that's fine. A little bit of dodge blocking going on here. We are going to sidestep to this location because I do not want a tackle zone. Damn it. I was trying to say, what I don't want is a tackle zone on this skink because we want somebody who's going to be able to pick up the ball who isn't Dr. Alan Grant. Looks like John Hammond. Why did they re-roll that? Okay, whatever. John Hammond's going down. It's not unusual. Don't be killed. You know what, Hammond? You might as well have been knocked out the whole half. It's fine. Just go fucking sleep it off on the sidelines. I'm going to assume he's just been out on a gigantic fucking drinking binge. And he's completely shit-faced, blind-ass drunk. It's the only explanation for his terrible play. Let's let him sleep it off and hope he's back in normal form next game. And really, all we need here is a push. That's fine. We'll just stay put. All I really want to do is get these tackle zones off my skinks. Are there any more blocks I want to throw? If we have any other high-quality blocks, we should throw them. SPP, though, for the touchdown if we score it. And none of this is likely to matter. All we, you know what? This is, yeah, we're just going to stay put. All we stand to do here is end our, fuck this up and end our turn. We got to take the 50% pickup, so let's just do that. And we got it anyway. All right, fine. But by throwing blocks, really, that was the foolish thing to do, because all we stood a chance of doing was making a bad roll that would have ended our turn before the roll that was likely to end our turn anyway. We should have gone for the 50% right off. These cheerleaders, some hard-working gals, even in the rain, out there shaking that ass. Nothing can stop them. They shake that ass like there is no tomorrow. Ah. Oh, yeah, Hammond, get back up? Sure, why not? You're a fucking disgrace, John Hammond. This has been, I think, possibly John Hammond's worst game, and that's saying something because he played a terrible game last game as well. So we want 3 dwarves. Actually, we only want 3 people on the line. We want 3 guys on the line, and we're going to spread them the shit out. One of them is going to be John Hammond. We want to try and keep any potential dwarven shenanigans to a minimum. They have 1 turn here. The only thing they can do is block. So we'll just kick it right at them. Let the dwarves take their turn. There's both teams gain a turn. Well, shit. Thanks, Riot. I appreciate it. That's just exactly what I needed, was an extra turn for these dwarves. That's good. I set up trying to hope that the game would simply end, and now these dwarves are gonna completely bone me by getting an extra turn. I mean, we get 1 extra turn, but we can't really do anything with it. Then again, given where the ball landed, it's also not like these dwarves can do anything with it either. Their turn is over. So they did get an extra turn, but the rain has thwarted it. We'll get some cheap blocks here. Alright, Hammond, time to redeem yourself. Kill that Troll Slayer. It's the only way to make up for this terrible game of yours. Murder him and get a level. Alright, terrible game is terrible then. Take your blitz. Here comes Tim. Tim Murphy, can you get... Nope. I was going to say, can you do something to remarkable to maybe get yourself some SPP? The answer is no, you cannot. So we just try and minimize the dwarven block back by pushing... Well, we have block. All right, both down is fine. We do want to try and minimize the dwarves' opportunity to block by just pushing as many of them out of the road as possible and not following up to keep ourselves unadjacent. So we'll throw that block and stay put. And that's the end of this turn. There's nothing else useful for us to do. The dwarves can't score. They don't even have the ball, and they're the entire length of the field from their own goal line. This one's going to be a 4-0 loss for the Ironhead Breakers. I guess they never found their set. They were out there in the surf waiting and waiting and waiting. They're like, yeah, no, don't wait, man. These breakers, I'm telling you, our set's going to come, man. Our set's going to come. Just you wait. And they sat out there in a cold, shivering for 3.5 hours while they waited for the surf to finally rise so they could get a good set of waves. And then after the 3.5 hours, frigid and puckered and cold, they just paddled back into the beach and went to work. You want to just be done, dwarves? Let's just end this. The game is over. That's it. It's literally the last thing you could do. The game is over now. Be done. You got soundly defeated, dwarves. So the end of the match, coming through, a 4-0 win for Jurasskicked Park. And I have to say, I thought the Ironhead Breakers would be our biggest challenge to date, but it turns out the Orc team we faced off against was actually a much closer, much more realistic challenge. 30 grand. No. Give me an actual payday, please. 30 grand again. Alright, fine. We are saving up for that new dome. So, fan factor going up by 1. Ours is up to 8, despite it being a 4-0 victory. Let's look at the stats. Ironhead Breakers had the ball 25% of the time, never even got it on our half of the field. Jurasskicked Park had the ball 37% of the time, and we never had it on our own half of the field. That's pretty interesting. We succeeded in 45 blocks to the Ironhead Breakers 45, so they did actually outblock us. We inflicted 1 KO, they inflicted 3, we had 2 injuries to their 1, so, you know, 4 on 3, that's relatively even bashing. We had 80 yards of running to the dwarves, 22. SPP gonna be heavily in our favor. O'Dowd picking up 5 for the MVP. I-10 picking up 2. John Hammond got our fucking MVP award. Who the shit is voting on this MVP stuff? That's just fucking criminal. On the plus side, however, it will get him a level. 6 for Muldoon for his pair of touchdowns. Donald Gennaro picking up 5 for an injury and a touchdown, I think. Dr. Henry Wu grabbing 2 for his injury, and Ray Arnold 3 for the touchdown. Don't need to keep that replay. Let's go level up the boys and get ready for what will hopefully be a little bit more exciting match. So John Hammond, all right, doubles here would honestly be huge. Come on, doubles. Come on, doubles. Oh, it's a hard 10. Yes, that's so good. Movement allowance and armor value, good, yes. But you know what? A hard 10 and getting him block. Yeah, let's give him an agility or a passing ability. No. Two things we would want here. There are two possible things I'm curious about. Block or frenzy. If we could get block and frenzy, that would be the ideal, and it would make our Kroxigor an unstoppable murdering machine. But if I have to choose between block and frenzy, and we're unlikely to roll doubles again, I'm gonna take block. John Hammond, a Kroxigor with block, is extremely good. That's a very lucky pickup for us. That was fantastic. The only thing I might have taken instead of block is if we had rolled a chance to get his raw strength up. I might have taken it. But if my choices were that or block, that actually would have been a very difficult choice. I might still have taken block. Alright, so Donald Gennaro picking up an ability here. He already has dodge and sidestep. Diving catch, I'm actually quite of a fan. I really do like diving catch, but we don't throw enough to really make it worthwhile, nor do we have a thrower. Sure hands would be not terrible if we could get it, but we can't. I'm thinking we just take sure feet. We do go for it a lot with our skinks. I really like sure feet as an ability. It's pretty good. No, I don't want to fire Donald Gennaro. What the hell is wrong with you? He just leveled up. Let's fucking fire him. Robert Muldoon also picking up a level. We're going to roll the dice for Muldoon. Muldoon picking up a 6, so we're just going to take sidestep. Nothing fancy there. We have yet to roll a single double with any of our skinks. That's really disappointing. Dennis Nedry remains our premier skink, although Donald Gennaro is coming up quick. We're going to do a little inversion. We'll bump Donald Gennaro and Ray Arnold. All of our skinks, man, look at the levels on these skinks. They're getting crazy. 3, 3, 2, 2. That's really impressive. Skinks are coming along nicely. Still don't have enough cash to buy our dome. Our team rating up to 1,400. Looks like our next matchup is going to be against a Dark Elf team. That should be very interesting. Dark Elves always dangerous with their assassins and witch elves. So if you want to catch that, make sure and tune in next time. If you'd like the episode, you might consider dropping a like down in the comments section. Of course, your support does really mean a lot. And if you'd like to see more Blood Bowl 2, you might consider subscribing as well. New episodes air every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Right now, however, I'm going to go hit the Iron Head and, maybe be in it. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.